Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
I'm Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town, hiding in the bowels of the shop. Maybe the storeroom. Storeroom sounds better.
Yeah, I was going to say, the bowels of the shop, it's really clean and bright for the bowels. But still looks good. Looks good. Yeah. It means, drinking a lot of water at the store, which is good. That's what we want. Thank you guys for, moving to remote shooting. Had a little family emergency, but we're still here every week, as always, ready to tell you guys the best books that are on the shelves this week. So, man, we can jump right into it. We didn't even talk about what was on your list here.
We have two that are the same. The rest is totally different.
It's just all over the place. Because as the great things happen to be, we didn't get the DC books yet.
Yeah.
Which breaks my heart. I want to read that Nightwing so bad.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We read some other good things. Okay, so let me look at our list here as to what we have that's the same. Because, let's see.
Is it?
No, I just lost it.
Is it both Behemoths?
Yes, it is. Wow. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. It's like if you were a fan of Behemoth or waiting for Behemoth books to ship, this was the week. Like a ton came out.
They were dropping them. Okay. I don't know how you felt, but both of those could be must reads for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will put those over here. You know what? My should reads are all Marvel books.
Really?
Yeah, all Marvel. So is it cool to start with that?
Yeah.
All right. So my first on the should reads, Goodreads you should read. Marvel Voices, Legacy #1. As a shout out, Black History Month, a lot of creators of color coming in, telling some very fun, quick, short tales, showcasing some of Marvel's best persons of color. The thing that I was upset about is that not all of the characters featured on the cover have stories in this book.
Really?
I thought they were gonna, but not all of them do, and that made me sad. Like, they had me at Night Thrasher. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge New Warriors fan, and so when I saw Night Thrasher on the cover, I was like, "Oh, it's about to go down." And there wasn't a Night Thrasher story, and I was upset about that.
How are you going to put Night Thrasher on a cover of a book with no Night Thrasher?
He ain't in it. Not like a cameo in the background. Not a,
stupid.
No, not a Night Thrasher on the street. And I was like, man, how y'all gonna sell me on Night Thrasher and then not give me no Night Thrasher, man? Like, what is that? So that's literally one of the reasons why this one's on the should reads as opposed to the must reads, because you didn't give me no Night Thrasher. I wanted some Night Thrasher. But no, this is a very interesting campaign that Marvel is doing to uplift marginalized voices. And one of the things that I'm definitely looking at this as is the potential. Obviously, I don't know if they're doing this or not, but I think this would be a great way for them to introduce independent creators to mainstream audiences.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be heavy continuity centric stuff.
Yeah.
If you, independent creator, check a series of boxes that apply to you, here's an opportunity for you to tell a 2-page story, 4-page story at most.
Yeah.
Give people a shot. Try it out.
Yeah.
I think that's a good pressure. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a fun read. There's some good stories in there. Just the Night Thrasher, and I was upset.
That's some BS. Marvel, do better. Just do better.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Alrighty. From AWA Upshot, Crimson Cage, #3. John Lees, Alex Cormack, Ashley Cormack are the creators on it. It is 1980s wrestling as the setting for Macbeth. It is awesome. It is everything you could hope for.
Who thought that up, man? It's amazing.
Right? John, I follow this dude on Twitter, and he loves his wrestling. It's not like a casual, like, if I, put this here and this here. Like, no, he loves wrestling. And this is like indie wrestling, before the WWE takeover of everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it just picture Ric Flair as Macbeth.
Oh my God.
It's awesome. It is.
Oh, damn
awesome.
spots. Woo!
Right?
That's amazing.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're a fan of wrestling or Macbeth, or you just like good stuff, you should read it.
You should read
It's
it.
a good read. I'm still getting used to the new terminology.
I know, right? Good read, you should read. Like, that's just what that is. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go Fantastic Four number 40. Dan Slott, Rachel Stott. Okay, so Stott, let me just tell you, Rachel is awesome. As a penciler in the game, one of the few female pencilers that I readily know. She's amazing, right? And if you don't know why she's amazing, just flip through this issue and you will learn yourself. This is a tie-in to the Reckoning War, and I don't think that I read the first issue of Reckoning War, so I was kind of in the dark, but having to pick up speed really quickly, we know that Reed has the power of the Watcher. Like, whatever Nick Fury had from Original Sin, Reed now has it. And now there's this big, massive invasion of the Badoon on Earth. And it dovetails into a much larger story. And I think that's part of the reason why it's on the should reads for me, is because I didn't read Reckoning War. So I don't know where exactly it does fit into things. Because it's not the last thing I remember happening in the Fantastic Four in the last issue I read. So I was like, oh, wait, catch up. This is a thing, da-da-da. But there's some stuff that's hinted at in this that I'm like, I would read that series, and I would read this series, and I would read this series. Like, there's a lot of fun things there. And then, of course, we're 20 issues away from Legacy Count 700. Is that Dan Slott's like new move? Like, he's just trying to get on the 700 issue. Like, that's him. Like, he's like, that's me, baby. 700 Club. Like, let's go.
Yeah. One of the things I'm intrigued by the Reckoning War thing is how Marvel decided whether or not to do like a crossover type thing. Like how, because this is really cool stuff that, they've done War of the Realms, that kind of crossover event.
Right.
Why? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, maybe they're dialing back because Devil's Reign's going on right now.
Maybe.
But Reckoning War Alpha and that one were both really solid.
Yeah. This was good. And what I'm telling y'all, like, Rachel with Jesus, who's the colorist? I'm stepping out. Jesus, Arbitov, like, they're an all-star team visually. Yeah. Dan Slott's already made his name in the game, but
yeah, if you don't know his writing level is awesome, then you probably haven't read comics much.
Right. But that art team, I'm like, yo, let's go. And then I think, like, she is one of those, creatives that is funny as all get out. She's awesome in real life, but would be a huge role model for young ladies to be like, and you can do this. Yeah. So big shout out to Rachel. Great work on this issue. I hope she's on the next issue because I'm reading that one too.
Heck yeah. All right. This is a toughie. All right. Iron Fist #1.
Ooh.
From the new series.
Okay.
All right. So written by Alyssa Wong, Michael, everything. The correct people attributed to the correct things. All right, Alyssa Wong, Michael Yig, and J. David Ramos are the creators on this one.
Okay.
It is the first appearance of the new Iron Fist, so no longer Danny Rand. Like, he's still trying to do kung fu stuff in New York to save people, but he no longer has the Iron Fist power.
Gotcha.
The new Iron Fist has taken over, and they don't fully know how to use their powers, and they don't have full powers. And there's a really cool explanation of the why. And it also sets up like a future, like, oh, these mystical items are missing. Like, bad guys want them, good guys want them. Really, really good. It's really fun. It has a youthful energy to it. And I like this direction. It's one of the things, like, when people were critiquing the Iron Fist television series, like, why they go this direction or that direction. It looks like they're kind of course correcting with this.
Ooh.
Very cool. And I could see this in Marvel Stage 4 with a different cinematic universe. Really, really fun. Really enjoyed it.
I like that. Now, do we know who this Iron Fist is? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they a brand new character, or are they somebody who's?
It is a character that they have not been around a while. Okay. But they have been, and it fits. Like it isn't just kind of like some like shoehorning or like there's a reason for it and it makes sense and it's incredibly well executed.
That's awesome. Love that. Okay, so my last one in the Marvel train, really tough one. Thor 22.
Yeah.
Donny Cates, Nick Klein. When you start out with the new Asgardian, head of war, bringing on everybody, like that's when you know, like this is about to be a situation. If you haven't been following this one, Mjolnir has gained a level of sentience and is kind of rebelling against Thor. And we find out that Mjolnir, the storm within Mjolnir, is not alone now. It's got a partner in crime. The Mangog has fused with it.
Mangog.
Yeah, Mangog is here, and Mangog's like, "Hey, you don't have to listen to him if you don't want to." And Mjolnir's like, "I don't." Ooh,
go on.
Yeah. I expect huge. Like honestly, when I got books from the shop today, this was the last issue of this, and there's a reason. There is a reason. At the end, we see something that we have not seen before. Despite the majesty of Donny Cates' run, we see something for the first time. And now I'm like, ooh, that's a thing. That is a huge thing. So this will be a seminal issue moving forward for a little while. Unless a major retcon happens, this one, big deal. Huge big deal.
Nice. Donny Cates is just killing it. The art's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least on my Goodreads.
Okay.
Joe Hill's Reign #2.
Nice.
All right. So if
you're making them face.
Yeah, it's like to catch you up. In the first issue, we saw the beautiful bonding of two young people. They're taking the steps to move in together, to build a life together. And then it starts to rain, but instead of water, it's needles. A whole bunch of people die. So it picks up after that, and it starts going into what was the HBO series, or was it Showtime series? Leftovers, Leftovers, where a whole bunch of people disappeared, and then the different religious, scientific groups and different.
I've not seen this.
It's good. It's really that sort of thing starts to get explored here, where there's. Some people are trying to figure out a scientific reason for it, for the needle rain. Some people are looking for a spiritual reason behind it. And everybody thinks they're getting the answers, but they're not. And it just continues and it gets worse. And there's a dude that's trying to save his cat. And like for me, like I was like, oh, like all the other gory stuff that's happening. I'm like, no, his cat.
Oh, but his cat though. Gotta save him from the rain. That's amazing. That's amazing. I almost picked up the rain, and I realized that I didn't pick up the first one, but I remembered the thing about deadly rainfall and saw Joe Hill, and I was like, my mind's not ready for that. I'm not. Nope. So yeah, that was ooh. But no, that sounds fascinating. Maybe I'll check it out with trade. But yeah, individual wise, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Joe Hill.
It's rough. It's rough. It's good.
See, I knew it. Good job, Victor. Good job. Yeah. Okay, so obviously we hope that you guys like those, but wait till you hear about the must reads. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got two that are the same.
Yep, two that are the same.
Two. You want to start with your different one?
Yeah. I think we have the same publisher.
Okay.
All right. So we've got Maniac.
Yeah,
New York.
we do.
The Bronx is burning. #3. It's Jason, except he lives in New York and he hasn't left New York, and he just shows up every now and again and just butchers people, then goes back into hiding. And the people of New York have just grown to live with it. Like it's just
so wild.
We may have seen Harry in the Bronx, but so it's like a level 3 warning. So like they have a whole system set up for this. And this is a follow-up story. Like you should read the first Maniac in New York volume. It's amazing. And in this one, it picks up and where there are two people that are risking their careers and their lives very much so to try to track down and stop Harry. Elliot Callan and Andrea Moody are the two big names on this book. The art's gorgeous. the blood splatter that Andrea does is just crazy. Good job. In this particular issue, like the first 75% of it is it's good, but it's like character building, like moving these people from like a point of where they had agency to do stuff to where they don't, how the kids are reacting because the attacks out of school and how the kids are reacting to it. The mayor calls in the police, seeing how they react to it.
Right.
And so it's good, but it's not super moving things forward until the final 3 to 5 pages, where it's so expertly done. The way it's written, you're getting these crumbs of like, where would he go next? And then the way it's drawn is like dragging you, because you know it hasn't been said yet. And then when you get to it, if you see, and if you do not hear, well, you might, if you're not American, you might not. There's a song, and yeah. Okay. There's a page that normally I would say this ends on, but then the pages
there's
afterwards,
another. Okay.
Yeah, and that's when the song kicks in. You're just like, all those people they're dead. They're dead. Oh, yeah. And they probably paid too much for their beer. But
I was gonna say, like, in the comments, would you put a link to a video of the song if you can find it, just so that those people that aren't American might have an opportunity to experience the sheer terror of the mind that you're creating right now. You love Maniac of New York, man. That's such a good one. Okay, so you're absolutely right. My first choice for our must reads, again from AfterShock, The Lion and the Eagle. This is wild. Okay, so it's Garth Ennis and PJ Holden, two guys from across the pond, right? Huge names in comics. Garth has worked on literally everything. Preacher, The Boys, like so many different things. PJ worked on Judge Dredd, World of Tanks. So this is a World War II story. And the thing that fascinated me the most about it is it's from a European person's perspective. And so being from the States, like when we hear about World War II, we have a very focused sort of, mythology that's, our place and everything. And to hear about it from another standpoint is so interesting, because there's a lot of stuff that I think at my, almost 40 years of age, I don't know about World War II. We're not taught a full range of things, and there could be any number of reasons for that, but certainly not to the details that they're talking about. We're getting into the last remnants of the British Empire and, their hold on India. And what does that mean? And it's good for something I know nothing about. It was one of those things where it was like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm fascinated by hearing any of this. Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So
that's awesome. Because like for Americans, it's like we're taught Pearl Harbor and then D-Day. Whereas for people over there in Europe and the UK, they're just like, okay, we were getting the hell bombed out of us. Right. We've lost control of all of, our protectorates we never think of that here in the States. We don't. And one of the things that I saw in here, which was amazing, was like, there's a Chinese soldier, which already you're like, China was a part of this. And you're like, stuff we don't think about. Say that they were at war with the Japanese since 1931. That's before World War II officially started. Yeah. They had been, at war with them for a while and actually feared. This is the part that's so crazy. Japan is not a huge country. Yeah. But this guy is like, we actually feared that the Japanese would wipe us out. What? It's craziness. But what do you? So I'm glad that despite the giant size of this, it's issue 1. There is an issue 2 already solicited in the back of this. So this is going to be a series. Nice. And I'm challenging everyone to read this one, to learn something. Just even if you're like, oh, I don't think just learn something, because I definitely did. And that's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, which of these masterful pieces do you want to talk about first?
Let's do Quad.
Yeah,
Because I come from a time period that gets referenced in Until My Knuckles Bleed. So
with that Quad, Terran Elvis. Oh my God. Eduardo Shaw.
Theme Cats. Cats is the theme this week.
It is. That is the theme. Good job. Okay. All Hell Behemoth. Friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like the borderline European French comic album vibe of this.
Yeah.
Huge. The black and white artwork, the Ron Jeremy reference, all of it is great.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. It was like,
no, it wasn't just you. Come on, man. Everybody knows Ron Jeremy. Okay, everybody. Okay, so we're in a post apocalyptic world.
Yeah, like
where generations have passed. Yeah, like
but they've
it happened. Things are being done, so to speak. Trying to survive, and technology is a premium at this point. Like there was a huge, massive event, shut down everything. So any form of technology that can work is severe, right? And those people that can work on those things, the mechanics, are some of the most important people, borderline mercenaries, working for money in this world. I felt the cinematics of this entire story. Yeah. Like it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
The interactions of the characters and finding out who is who, how they relate to each other. The way the people that are at the place where the person's looking for something.
Yes.
Trying to no spoilers.
Right.
And the way they are treated just also gives you kind of like, okay, there's very much two different worlds and how
super classist. Super classist. Yeah.
But man, I gotta know what the deal.
What was that?
Right? Yeah. And then the cat.
Would you want an Elvis?
I do.
Okay.
But like, what was that? I mean, I've had cats for years. I've never had to replace that part.
I wonder if that's the hidden truth that's now coming out. And like, I got a cat upstairs, and I'm almost willing to be like, just poking in the belly and see like, what is it?
Show me the toe beans or that thing.
I just need to know. Like right now, show it up. But no, I wonder, okay, so considering what we learn about Elvis, does Elvis have more capabilities than what we know? That's the thing. I was like, you're borderline a flirking, my guy. Like, what is this? Like,
like is she having it? Because I thought it was weird. You're in a post-apocalypse world where there's there's mutant people that are clearly bad guys, but you're tooling around with your cat. Like now, I was wondering the same thing. Like, is there more to this feline?
Is there more to it? Solid questions. This was really good. It's a black and white book. So be prepared for that when you open it up. But very much so, heavy metal vibes, really solid storytelling, great illustration. A lot of characterization in the moves. The panel breaks are perfect because they're subtle. This is a masterclass in telling stories. So really Eduardo, you got my heart. But for real though, my man, Victor Santos is back. Until My Knuckles Bleed.
So, oh my gosh. All right, it hit me in the feels because I was transitioning from being a teenager to an adult in the grim and gritty 80s and 90s. So like there's the Sin City vibe, the Dark Knight Returns vibe. And the way these characters are named totally fits it. The black and white sections.
So amazing.
Absolutely just like pulls out a Ouija board and summons all of that Sin City-ness. And then to see how they've fallen. Or
doesn't it hurt?
Yeah, like I consider it fallen, even though like the dude is earning a living. he's doing what he loves, but like you're no longer a superhero. You're just some dude.
Far from it. Far from it. And what I really love is how Victor's work is, you're absolutely right. The Sin City vibe is there, but he's like the perfect love child amalgamation of Frank Miller and Darwin Cook. Like you put that together, you sprinkle some Mignola on it, a little Mike Avon Oming in there, and you have something amazing. If you guys haven't seen Polar, which what was that on Netflix? I think it was on.
So.
Yeah, he did the graphic novel that was based off of, and I've been a fan of his since that. So when I saw that he was doing this, I was like, oh, I'm picking this up. And art wise, like page 1, I'm just like, yep.
Immediately, I was in.
Yep. It's so good. The references, the pure 90s vibe. And then like for me, I got a little bit like Kill Bill Volume 2 with Bud vibes in there.
Yeah.
And oh my God, the character relationships, him and his ex-wife, I was like, that just kind of hit me. I was like, oh, y'all just couldn't make it work. Y'all just couldn't. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
Yeah, there's just something slightly off. And then, but like the guilt that he had, and I want to know the story because there has to be something.
Gotta be. But I know it's gonna come out, and this is a journey that I want to go on because it's a great looking story. It's told well. This is advanced comics, okay?
Yeah.
Like let me tell you guys this right now. This is not for I've never read comics before. This is very advanced in its execution. But if you are a mainstay comic reader and you want something fresh and new, read this.
So
read
good.
All of this.
Because it's the perfect synthesis of that time period. And now it's very self-aware. It's like I would see that dude at a show. My God, he's so good. He's so good. That was brilliant. I have to give Behemoth some mad credit for this one. I feel like they're extending their reach in terms of the stories that they're going to tell now. And it's not just about video game adaptations. They're now like, we will tell you some stories. Is this their Rising Stars? Because that was the thing about Image for the longest time, that Straczynski does Rising Stars, and suddenly everybody's like, oh wait, I think that might be theirs.
I agree. It's not just pretty pictures; it's great stories too. So that's some good stuff. Solid, super solid. Yes. If you guys have enjoyed what you read this week, definitely click that like button because we enjoyed what we read. I think that's the word. God, that was so hard to say. That WR was just brutal just now. Just beating me down. That was messed up. And of course, every week.
Subscribe and hit the bell, and then you will be notified when we drop this goodness into the interwebs for you. Every week.
Because we drop it. We drop it just for you. Just for you. You know, we're out here. We're old school, like the halftime show.
God, I'm old now.
No,
it was so weird. It was
not
like
old.
The first time like somebody was directed my generation, like, hey, old person, Dr. Dre.
And you're like, oh, I guess I do know who all of these people are. Is that my back pain kicking in?
Where's my ibuprofen?
Where is it? Listen, I know Snoop needed it after sea-walking on. He was sea-walking on national television. Let's go. The future is now. That's what it is. I love it. Oh my God. Okay, so till next week, y'all. We'll see y'all. Peace.